To everyone just now joining us, welcome to the dark side of AskReddit Live. This is pretty much going to be an experimental series that I'm going to do where I do live streams talking about creepy Reddit posts and stuff that I found that don't necessarily fit into a full video, or disturbing things from around the internet, because they are pretty self-contained with minimal visuals. They're just creepy in and of themselves. So if you like that kind of stuff, then give Nexpo2 a sub, and you can see more archived live streams of that later down the line. If you're unable to make it to the whole thing tonight, then that's fine. The archive will be up either later tonight or tomorrow sometime. So without further ado, for real this time, let's get into the first story. Psychic predicts their client's death. Okay, so number one, we have an AskReddit post that's serious, asking, "Psychics of Reddit, do you knowingly scam your clients, or do you actually believe you are gifted?" Number three. So this story I read last week. It's about a Kindle Fire that was picking up audio from a different house. It was their daughter's Kindle Fire, and she was playing on it, and she could hear people talking through it while she was listening to music on it. And the parents didn't know what the hell was going on, so they checked the house and everything, and basically what went down was crazy. So this story is, the title of this is "Audio Being Recorded on Daughter's Kindle Fire, Yet Only Heard Occasionally Through Headphones at a Low Frequency. What could possibly be going on?" So this is an actual story. Well, okay, let's go. I'm not sure if this is the right place to be posting this, but I've seen RBI people help solve weird technology problems before. This might sound a little weird, but I promise this is 100% legit, and it's really freaking me out. My 6-year-old daughter received a Kindle Fire HD for Christmas last year. Never had any issues with it until recently. A bit of background information. My children and I recently moved back home to Pennsylvania. My ex-husband and I are recently divorced. He lives in Maryland but still comes to have the kids every other weekend. The home that my 2 kiddos and I live in is my 88-year-old grandmother's. She moved in with my parents across the street after being ill and hospitalized in recent months. I run my own home business, and I'm also my grandmother's primary caregiver. About 3 weeks ago, my parents were watching my kids one evening. When my daughter paused a YouTube video she was watching, she seemed confused. She told my father she could hear Mom and Dad talking on her tablet through her headphones, but that was really hard to hear. My dad, a computer programmer all of his life, put on the headphones and indeed heard voices of myself and my ex in a bit of an argument about a television. He had my mother listen, and she too heard it. When my mother pulled out the headphone jack, the conversation stopped. My dad searched throughout my daughter's entire tablet and couldn't find any recording apps. I don't have Alexa or any Amazon Home products either. My dad informed me of it that evening. I knew exactly which conversation and argument he was talking about. It had happened about a week prior when my ex was up and dropping off the kids to me. My ex had been and was in Maryland since that day. I thought it was really strange. This morning my daughter was watching a video, paused it and said, "Mommy, listen, I hear your music." I put on her headphones and I heard a very low frequency of Prince's Beautiful Ones in the background. I heard a door open and then my father's voice yelling, "Hello? Hello?" About 4 to 5 minutes later, I heard myself talking on my phone in the living room. What I described above all happened yesterday morning. I was playing Purple Rain on my record player in the living room. My dad came over to use the facilities because their water was off for maintenance work, and he called, "Hello, hello," from downstairs while I was upstairs. A few minutes later, I had received a phone call and was sitting in my living room, talking. I am 100% sure of all of this, as it just happened yesterday. Here's the kicker. My daughter's Kindle was not in the home at the time. It was with her about 40 minutes away at my ex's parents' house. He had them this weekend. The conversations and audio were only heard through the headphones and seemed to play back when the videos were paused. I checked my entire home. I could not find any type of recording device whatsoever. Focused on my living room, where these two conversations took place, I found nothing. Number 3. The recordings are both from an earlier date. How is my daughter's tablet saving conversations? Number 4. The low-frequency conversations are not heard every single time the Kindle is paused with the headphones plugged in. As far as I know, these are the only 2 times my daughter has heard distinct yet low audio. Number 5. I have not been able to figure out a way to record what I heard. After I heard the conversation from yesterday, that was it. It didn't replay. When the headphones are pulled, the audio stops. Number 6. The headphones are older, sharper image brand that I've had for years. Number 7. I cannot find any apps or recording programs or saved audio files, anything out of the ordinary. Number 8. The daughter's Kindle somehow has conversations recorded from a time when the tablet was not in our home. And number 9. I've also searched my entire phone and had my dad look at it. We cannot find any app or program that would be recording. I called my ex, who just so happens to work at the NSA. Oh, how convenient. I felt extremely uneasy about all of this and thought that maybe he had planted some type of recording device in my new home. He vehemently denied anything like that and in fact was very worried about this. The only link I could find is that the tablet is connected to my Amazon account. Does anybody have any ideas? I'm thoroughly spooked. So with this, people were all chiming in with all this shit about what it could be, and a lot of them were saying that it is the ex who works in the NSA. I'm just going to go through some of these, for example, just kind of before we get into the edits. So Ash Liquor, OP, I would suggest getting a bug finder and doing a nice once-over on your house and your parents' house. That's a good call, thank you. Any suggestions? They respond. Anything under $50 isn't going to be very reliable. It'll pick up radio frequency anywhere near you. You can use one, but you'd have to unplug almost every appliance. Holy hell, this is some creepy shit. I agree. Here's what I would do, which I actually thought this was really smart the first time I read it. Make a list of unique words. Walk around your house and try to say them at the exact same volume multiple times. Go back to the Kindle and see if you can discern which words are louder. This will give you a rough indication of the positioning of any listening devices. While you're doing this, ensure that any mobile devices remain stationary and their positions are recorded. In the event that it would appear to be one of your devices like a phone or PC, it might be worth reflashing your phone if it's been rooted, or reformatting your PC if it looks like a webcam or something. That could be the source. Then they go forward to ask more questions about like how far the words were heard from, yada yada. Okay, so let's get back to the edits. Okay, so edit portion. I'm going to add this as my father just reminded me of it, and it's really the only strange occurrence that has happened outside of these recordings. Oh boy, here we go. A few weeks ago, a guy showed up at my door. When I answered it, it was awkward, and he finally said, "Hey, I'm here for the swing set. I brought the truck." I had no clue what he was talking about. We do have a swing set, and it's almost brand new, and in our backyard, but I wasn't selling it. The guy then showed me the Let Go ad. Sure enough, it was photos of the swing set from my backyard. He then showed me the messages between he and someone acting as the owner. The person he was talking to gave my address and was asking $200 for it. The person also refused to give a phone number and would only speak through messages. They apparently made plans for this guy to come over that day, disassemble it, and haul it in a rented truck. I was baffled. I felt bad for the guy. He never came into the house, and my kids were both in the living room near the door when this happened. Edit 2. Here are the headphones and the Kindle Fire. Okay, headphones, sharper image like she said, Kindle Fire. I guess serial number stuff. Okay, so that's the device, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The tablet was and has been in that exact blue case this whole time. The headphones are sharper image from forever ago. Can't seem to find an exact model number of them online right now. but would estimate they were purchased 7 to 8 years ago. Kindle Fire HD was purchased in November during Amazon's cyber sale. Edit 3. I talked to my ex once again. He informed whom he was to inform of. What? I just had a stroke reading that. He informed whom he was to inform of what I told him in detail. He filed a formal report and is being told he will be contacted tomorrow during the workday. Because his voice was on an unknown recording a few weeks back, this is proper protocol apparently. Called the local borough police station on their non-emergency line. The man I spoke with had me repeat the exact entirety of this multiple times. He told me to keep looking for recording devices and asked that I call back this evening if nothing is found, and that he'd personally come to my home and take a look. Edit 4. The local police are here now. Now at my parents with the kids as they tear apart my house looking for a recording device. The good news is that they finally came here and are taking this very seriously. I told 2 of the officers about some of the thoughts and ideas that you guys have mentioned. The not so good news is that I kind of got some shit for asking about this on here, because this is now going to be considered an active investigation and I can't post anymore. At least not right now. I'll update you guys when I can. Thank you guys and gals so much for all your helpful advice, links, and everything. Today has been really weird and scary for a now single mom of 2 kids, 6 and 9. You all made me feel like I wasn't going crazy and seriously gave the most helpful information. The officers have already mentioned turning this into the proper people. I have no idea what they mean by that, but I'm so glad they didn't think I was some weird broad making things up. I'm staying at my parents with the kids this evening. And there we have it for that story. As we said back here in the comments, we had a lot of comments and suggestions about what to do and all that. There is an update on this one. So OP did deliver on this guy. So we're going to pull up the next part of the story. And this is where things kind of ramp up. Alright, so this part of the story. Audio being recorded on my daughter's Kindle Fire post update. A few weeks ago, I posted here to RBI about 2 recordings that were heard during video pauses while my daughter was watching YouTube. The first one was a conversation/mild argument that my ex-husband and I had a week prior, heard by my daughter and both of my parents, and the second was a recording of my dad coming over to my house and then me talking on the phone, heard by my daughter and myself. The thread was locked when law enforcement became involved. I got really, really great advice from so many of you guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I've received quite a few messages from fellow Redditors asking if there's any update. While the case is still considered pending, I can't be very specific about certain details. I wanted to give a small update on the situation. Wow, I butchered that sentence, sorry. A device was found in my home the day I posted/called, rigged under my mantelpiece. I can't be very specific, but the device itself had advanced Wi-Fi capabilities, somewhat large amount of internal memory, obviously even more externally, newer technology and a newer device. I was told that it appeared to be a very, quote, professional job. Long story short, I defended my ex-husband tooth and nail in my previous post. I can and will elaborate much more when this investigation is officially closed, but I can say that I was wrong. Completely, ridiculously wrong, and I feel really stupid. This whole thing has thrown me for a loop. I find myself feeling paranoid and anxious very often. It's getting a little better each day, but I'm definitely looking over my shoulder a lot more often. This isn't something that I ever dreamt I would have to deal with. However, hearing those playback recordings were a blessing in disguise. I would have never known about and called the police otherwise. Sorry. I'll make a final update when it all is said and done. Thank you guys for helping a freaked out mama that day. Redditors can be asshats at times, but are more often knowledgeable, helpful, and caring people. And then the post was locked due to law enforcement being involved. So, apparently, the house was bugged, and it was, I'm assuming, her ex-husband that was in the NSA. I actually never looked further than that, so we can go, this was 4 months ago, we can go and dig into her post history if you guys want to right now, or we can move on to the next story. Possibly she may have posted a final closing story. So if you guys want to see that, then I am totally up for doing some digging. Just need some yeses or nos. Can we get some yeses or nos in the chat, guys, huh? This would be a mess. Yeah, I'm not about to spend an hour digging into that, but yeah, she didn't post any other actual dedicated Reddit posts about this, so I'm gonna move on from that one. That one was I thought that was a pretty creepy one. Did you guys think so? I mean, I thought it was good. It doesn't seem like it's blatantly fake. This is feasible. This could be a real thing. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we got? Okay, so this next one. Oh god, this next one is interesting, to say the very least. Okay, so girl has a boyfriend, okay? Girl finds pictures of girl's brother on her boyfriend's laptop. Hundreds of pictures of him. And not all of his pictures, or in some pictures he's not clothed, I think, in this. Yeah, this one, very interesting story. I read through it and was like, wow, that is crazy. This isn't necessarily an AskReddit one. The two AskReddit posts that I wanted to show you guys are the wrong links. So I'm gonna, after we get through these stories, I'm going to go back and try to find those other two because they're actually really good. But yeah, this story is crazy and there's an update. So we're gonna go through this story, and hopefully you guys haven't heard of it. If you have, then awesome. You can read along or listen along, whatever. You can hear it again. But if you haven't, buckle down because it's about to be crazy. Okay, so the post title is I, 24 female, found hundreds of pictures of my brother, 20 male, on my boyfriend's 24 male laptop. Can anyone please explain to me what's going on? I've been with my boyfriend for a year. Our relationship is and was great, and we honestly never had any serious problems. We both have full-time jobs and we live together. He's good friends with my younger brother as well, mainly because of their shared interest in fitness, workouts, etc. They hang out a good amount and go to the gym together. In hindsight, the fact that they're good friends makes it all the more creepier. Yesterday I was home alone and my BF was at work. I needed to print something out, but my laptop wasn't working at all. My boyfriend has several laptops and there's one in particular he never uses. At least I've never seen him use it. I thought it was some dusty old thing, and I grabbed it and it was not shut down properly. It took me straight to the photo albums, and there were hundreds of pictures of my brother saved. Most were pulled from his social media accounts, but there were also pics of him from his rugby team's website. What the fuck? This isn't even the worst. There was an album that only consisted of creep pics of him from his rugby team. There was an album that only consisted of creep shots and videos, pics of him sleeping, and even videos of him getting changed. You could clearly see in the vids that he wasn't aware that he was being recorded. What the fucking fuck? The last pic he uploaded was literally last week. This is so creepy, I don't even know what to say. There were also pictures of someone's gym clothes, and I'm assuming they're also my brother's. I'm confused, disgusted, and shocked. What the hell is going on? When he came back from work, I went straight to sleep. I couldn't even face him. I honestly can't think of a good reason he would do this. I mean, straight guys don't usually do this, right? I don't know if I should even confront him about it. Should I ask what the whole thing is about? Too long didn't read. Boyfriend has tons of pictures and videos of my brother saved on his old laptop. It's extremely creepy and I don't know how to confront him about it. Okay, so that's that. And pretty much everyone in the comments is like, yeah, he's cheating with the brother. We can read through some. Okay, top comment. It's not just that your boyfriend is sexually attracted to your brother, but he's very clearly obsessive. I'm a single guy, and I will look at Facebook pictures of my crush, but I don't save them to my computer. That's super creepy, and him taking pictures of your brother sleeping sounds criminal. Let's see. I don't recommend confronting him alone. This is some very unhealthy stuff, and I feel like if you corner someone with this sort of thing, he may react in a way that puts you in danger. Let's see what else we got. He's clearly got a thing for your brother. It's not a healthy way of expressing it, creepy if anything, but it is quite obvious. Confront him, tell him how uncomfortable it makes you feel, be prepared to break it off with him. Sorry you're having to deal with this. So, you get the idea. These comments are like that. So, going to the update here. Alright, so this post says, I, 24, found pics of my brother, 20 on my boyfriend's, 24, laptop. Can anyone please explain to me what's going on? So then she links the previous post, says, sorry to disappoint, but this isn't a positive update. I'm still trying to mentally process it all, hence the delayed post. I grabbed the laptop to take pics of the photo albums. I found way more stuff than I originally stumbled upon. A lot of commenters in the original post said that he probably used me to get closer to my brother. I didn't quite believe it at first, but they were right. While I was taking pictures of the photo albums, I found more folders. He began saving these pics 4 to 5 months before we started dating, and my brother didn't even know him at the time. That realization sent chills down my spine. Holy shit. I also went on the internet. The bookmarks, the browsing history, it was all horrific. I'm not going to elaborate because it's honestly sickening. It's clear that he has an obsession with my brother and an extremely violent and disturbing fantasies about him. I'm not talking BDSM or bondage, although some of that was there too. He was absolutely messed up. This was absolutely messed up, scary stuff. I cannot believe that I was so clueless about everything. I went over to my brother's place and explained everything, showing him proof on the actual laptop. He was shocked and creeped out, of course, but didn't believe that my ex was behind this for different reasons. Parentheses, but he's not gay. He wouldn't just do something like this, etc. I wanted to go to the police, but he completely refused. I explained that this isn't just a crush from a seemingly straight friend. This is an unhealthy, psychotic obsession. He completely denied that he was in danger and seemed embarrassed more than anything. I told him that X actually started creeping on him months before the relationship begun and took all these creep shots. Besides, the browsing history and bookmarks were specific to him. It would make anyone freak out. When I showed him pics of his clothes, he was very confused and asked me why X would steal his dirty clothes, but he didn't go to the police. My plan was actually to confront X in public, but my brother just straight away texted him to come over. Sorry, reading live is a lot different than reading scripted. Side note, he arrived super fast. I wonder what he was expecting. When X came, I showed him the laptop and asked him to explain. The entire situation was so bizarre. While I was talking, he seemed incredibly angry. I have never seen such a look on his face before. But then he calmed down and casually confessed to everything. He said that it was just a habit he got into and that he was truly sorry. At that point, my brother said that this is probably just a prank and that it wasn't funny. I started crying a little, and X rolled his eyes and told me to stop crying. He was so nonchalant and cold, I didn't even recognize him anymore. Then he said he would immediately stop doing this if we kept this to ourselves. I think my brother finally believed him then, because he was absolutely dumbstruck. X said that he'd take down the cameras too, and that we shouldn't make a big deal out of it. I asked him where the cameras are, and he proceeded to show us. He probably thought he was a good guy for cooperating with us and that it would make the situation less creepy. Yeah, no. Turns out there was a camera in the shower as well. Holy shit. It was nauseating. The conversation that followed was extremely uncomfortable, and X said some very provocative and inappropriate things. They ended up having a huge argument about the stolen clothes amongst other topics, and the rest was pretty awful. I eventually went to stay at a friend's place. I had already packed up my stuff anyway. Later that night, X texted me that I'm a bad person for invading his privacy and that I'm selfish, narcissistic, a bad human being, etc. He said that he's willing to forgive me though. What? He said that he's willing to forgive me though. Yeah, he really said that. I blocked his number and on everywhere. A day later, he came to me at work and I told him to stay away from me. He did that every day for 1 week at different locations until I seriously threatened him. He said that he never cared about me anyway and wished me luck in my future relationships. A couple of days ago, my brother texted me We haven't spoken since that day and apologized, but he still refuses to address the elephant in the room. He's just pretending it never happened. I told him that X is clearly not stable. Why would you not notify the police? I don't know what to do. Is there a way I can report this just in case? And oh, by the way, it was his 21st birthday and I called him in the morning. He told me that he got a present from an unknown sender. I said that sender is probably not unknown to us. Like, this is 100% my psycho ex. I just know it. As I said, this isn't a positive update. A lot of people seem to be concerned, and that's the only reason I posted this. I just hope things don't get worse. Too long, didn't read. Confronted the ex about all the contents in the laptop. He confessed and apologized. My brother doesn't want to talk about the situation at all and chose not to go to the police. Interesting. And everyone's like, you're fucking stupid. Take the laptop to the police. I agree. Upvote. This needs to be higher up. This guy is showing serious signs of a true psychopath and serial killer behavior. You're not safe. Neither is your brother. Take that laptop and go to the fucking police now. Don't wait. Don't worry about anything else. I agree with that too. Upvote. All right. This is probably going to end up in the realm of violence because my gut feeling tells me that your ex is showing very extreme signs that align with what we know about the mental state of serial killers. Your best bet is if your brother isn't going to listen to you, that you're in danger and that he's in danger. Please provide as many people as you can in this and also involve authorities as well. Involve people. Tell your family, your friends, protect yourself as much as possible. But also protect your... Oh, yeah. Anyway. Alright. Okay. Girlfriend terrified me with her sleep talking madness. What has a sleep talker told you to keep you up at night? So, this guy stops to think. This motherfucker down here has the story of the century, ladies and gentlemen. Do it. Alright. I had an ex who had some trauma previously in her life, blamed herself for a death, heard her asking for forgiveness of the deceased person all the time. Sometimes would sleepwalk and try to leave the room, wake up screaming, crying, etc. Anyway, at some point I found out that this girl seemed to have multiple personalities. One would usually wake up about 10 minutes before the other, normal girlfriend. Problems were thus: the early riser, which is, I guess, the one who woke up, I'm stupid, early riser, yeah, one who woke up first. Personality that woke up first, early riser. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Early riser knew who I was, which is why it took me a little bit to catch on. Early riser was a genuinely happy person, who I honestly liked better than my actual GF. Wow. Number 3, early riser was always horny. These were problems because my actual girlfriend at the time, waking up in the middle of stuff, was none too happy to discover it happening. Luckily, she apparently knew about this, so it didn't take much explaining to get the situation sorted out. From then on, she just let me know that I should make absolutely sure that she was awake. Early riser started showing up more often. Eventually, I became rather good at differentiating between the two just by looking at her smile. My significant other's smile was usually fake. It hurt me to see. Early riser was always happy. However, I learned that early riser didn't take no for an answer when it came to morning time intimacy, which was obviously a problem. I figured out that by pretending to go along with it and brushing her hair behind her ear, as if I was about to kiss her, I could wake my ex up. For some reason, behind her ear was like a wake-up button. I employed this technique effectively for a while. I'd like you to understand that all of this so far has been the build-up. What comes next is what gives me an adrenaline rush to this day. Up until this point, I didn't actually know that early riser was a separate individual. I just assumed that it was my ex being half asleep and carefree in the morning. One day, early riser wakes me up to try to get some sexy times. I roll over smiling and begin to brush her hair back. She grabs my wrist really hard, and I stop. What's wrong? I don't want you to touch behind my ear, she says. Slightly freaked out, I reply, why not? Because then you go away. Cue realization crashing down around me. I got less adrenaline bungee jumping. I kid you not. I fumbled around stalling for time until my ex woke up. Every time early riser would show up, after that, she would grab my wrist as I tried to go near her ear. Usually managed to find a way to sneak my hand back there anyway. One day she didn't try to grab my wrist. I touched behind her ear, and nothing. She smiled at me like she knew. I felt like my heart had stopped. I panicked a little bit and just shook my ex awake at that point. I didn't see much of her, early riser, after that. And that's it. There's a couple edits, but Jesus Christ, that is... Man, that story. Oh, God. Sorry if I peeked there with my mic. But seriously, God, that story freaks me out. So edit, he did an edit for clarity. An edit saying, for people saying MPD doesn't exist, she was faking. That may be so. I don't know if she actually had dissociative identity disorder or not. I never considered ER totally separate. Early riser totally separate. She shared memories with my ex, but my ex never knew what happened on early riser's side. If she was faking, she was doing a damn good job because normally I could read her like a book. All that I can say is that the events are true. Another edit, user suggested it might be a form of sexual parasomnia. I think this seems more probable than dissociative identity disorder. Huh. Okay, honestly, that's the most interesting thing I've read all day. What became of this girl after you two broke up? And then stops to think, responds, nothing too crazy. I had a friend who roomed with her next boyfriend. He told me that he pretty much didn't understand how to handle her issues or understand at all where they originated from, and they argued a lot. I just checked her Facebook, and apparently said friend is now going out with her. He has been told all of this and knows at least as much about her as I did. So at the very least, she's in good hands now, relationship-wise. He really is an incredible dude. The optimistic side of me wants to think that she's doing better mentally, and that's why he's going out with her. The pessimistic side of me recognizes that he has an innate need to help people and may be drawn to her because he subconsciously thinks she needs fixing, which she does. I just hope he doesn't get hurt. Man, okay, so feedback here, guys. You guys have any feedback on that one? I really liked that one. I thought it was intriguing when I first read it. So I'm thinking maybe I can find the psychic one. If this is the link, hold on. I'm gonna go. Let's see, psychics of Reddit. Okay, so that is the link. Okay, I'm gonna find it the same exact way that I found the other one. Okay, so I do have the psychic one, the real psychic one, not this bullshit. So this is, let's see. This is not it. This is not the person. So let's do a Control F. And now here it is. It's a comment, not a post. God, GG, Nexpo, GG. To recap on this one again, this next story, a psychic predicts her client's death, essentially. And this is one that actually sent chills up my arms when I first read it. So if it's not scary to you, then I'm sorry, but it was scary to me, and I want to share it with you guys on this series. So hopefully you enjoy this as much as I did. So I'm going to get started in about 30 seconds. Okay, so the original question here, the overarching question that this post is asking is, psychics of Reddit, do you knowingly scam your clients, or do you actually believe you are gifted? This user, and now I can't sleep, responds to this question saying, I used to consider myself as gifted of sorts, and that I could sometimes predict future events and outcomes, but not necessarily based upon effort. At times, it would just come to me in random daydream-like visions or in my sleep via a lucid dream. I chose to chase the phenomena because it did have incredible accuracy. I had never been wrong by toying with tarot cards, runestones, and eventually trying other things like scrying and random page flipping in a text. There's a name for that, but I cannot recall. Scrying. I'm sorry if I mispronounced scrying. I'm sorry if I mispronounced anything. It's just different reading live than scripted. I can't really like look up pronunciations for certain things. Anyway, moving forward. I was staunchly religious growing up, and I took my beliefs to an extreme. I felt like I was touched, chosen, etc. I think religion played a huge part in this, by the way. I never openly practiced for profit, but I did take no shame in hiding it. I would eventually share my thoughts and feelings with close friends and even strangers because I felt it was my duty to do so. Speeding up the story and skipping a huge meat of other details that I can answer later if interested parties inquire, one of my latest predictions ended with an ex. We were in a long-distance, long-term relationship, and we had to travel back and forth to be with each other. We would commonly have these deep, insightful discussions about life and all that jazz with each other. One evening in particular, I remember talking with her about the state of us. Being so far apart and unwilling to commit marriage at the time, we discussed separation. I wasn't okay with it, but I think she was, so this may have led to some bias, even though I like to think that I was completely open-minded about it. She asked me to focus and concentrate on my future and where I saw me at, so I did. She asked me to do the same for her, so I did. What I ended up seeing, though, wasn't pleasing, and I felt bad in the moment for telling her. I remember the number... Oh my god, I just screwed that up. I remember the numbers 3 and 4 rolling around in my head over and over. I remember a vehicle accident. I remember telling her over and over again, 3 and 4, 3 3, 3 3, 3 and 4. You'll never make it to 3 and 4. And she flat out asked me, so you're saying I won't live to be 34? And I responded with something like, I don't really know. I just see numbers and I see a vehicle accident. I couldn't recall exactly what. I only saw wheels and debris, and I remember thinking on it harder. I wanted more detail and to explore the dream a bit better, so I laid in silence for what seemed to be like 30 minutes or so. Eventually, I just piped up and said, if you leave here, you'll never make it to 3 and 4. And that's all I had. I didn't put much more thought into it, and our relationship proceeded for about another 3 months before we finally did separate, and the subject never came up again. Oh boy, I'm getting chills again. Okay, so we have that, and then here we go. Ready for this shit? It's been nearly 7 to 8 years or so since we last spoke. I found out last week that on June 11th, a day before her 34th birthday, she was killed in an ATV accident. Here's a link with some proof. Okay, we'll get to that link in a second. I haven't been sleeping very well over it. About the same time we split up, I put the whole religious and new age bullshit behind me. I didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore because I felt like I was to blame for some of the feelings that went wrong I felt like it was to blame for some of the things that went wrong in my life. Sorry, I screwed that up. I've since become an atheist, and I'm fairly more biased to err on the side of logic nowadays than intuition. I've never been able to change, but now I feel like I've made a grave error, and I'm second-guessing myself once again. I know that one thing is for sure. I've never been able to change the outcome of anything I predicted, so I'm trying to find some solace in that regard. Okay, so let's check this article here. So, wow. Yeah, anyway, a 33-year-old woman has died after the off-road vehicle she was a passenger of flipped over earlier this month. RCMP says they were called to the crash in Bissett just after 10 p.m. on Tuesday. Investigators determined that the two women were riding on the quad when they collided with a stack of railway ties, flipping the vehicle over. Okay, Manitoba. Okay, Bissett, Manitoba. Okay. The driver, also a 33-year-old woman from Bissett, suffered minor injuries. Neither woman was wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. According to police, this incident is now under investigation. That's from the CBC. Okay, so yeah, that was the first one I wanted to read you guys, and I hope now you can see why. That was sent chills up my spine, so I hope it did the same to you. Surprisingly, it only has 18 points, as if hardly anyone has seen this story, and it's insane. Now it has 19 because I just liked it. But seriously, this is crazy. If it's fake, then it's really well done fake, but Jesus Christ, man. So this was on the Canada News. Okay, this one's pretty long, and we got an article to go with it. So this one was on the news. Canada News. The post conveniently was in Canada News subreddit. Trying to get a good... Okay. So, the poster's name is Red as Blue 101. Before I get into this story, I'm seeing some super chats come through. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to directly address those after this last story. I'm going to get into super chats, then get into just chilling with you guys and taking some comments. So thank you. I see them coming in. Thank you so much. Okay, so Red is Blue 101, wanted for Kitchener murder, my side, without punctuation. Okay, and he starts off. I understand the early judgments made by society. Distancing myself makes it seem like I'm trying to escape a crime. I'm not. I'm only trying to give myself some space and fully take in what happened before I turn myself in. The fact that no one is more destroyed than I am. She was more than a girlfriend, a soon-to-be fiancé. She was my everything. What happened that night was nothing but tragic. Looking back, we've been in a serious relationship for a year and 3 months. This was the first serious long-term relationship for the both of us, so everything we did was a new experience. We traveled the world, our families met, had fights, and made up. Talked seriously about marriage and kids, the whole deal. I would never physically hurt her in any way. She would occasionally hit or slap me when I did something when I said something stupid, but I'd laugh it off. She met all my friends and family. Wherever I went, she was there. She would come to my house from Kitchener every week, about an hour, starting Fridays, and would stay for 3 to 4 days. We were incredibly used to each other. God, this guy's sentences, holy shit. We were incredibly used to each other. The last month of our relationship, I started asking her to give me some space so I can work on my job. She started coming less and less like I asked. Oh yeah, I'm going to address this. I see Mr. Davis jumped in. Yes, it is an archive. It's an archived post. So it does say 4 hours ago. This is not recent. This is old. The link is an archive link. Just for the record, because people found this and archived it quick. Anyway, back to the story. She met all my friends and family. Wait, okay, here. During March, her friend Anna got pregnant. Melinda and Anna then moved in together because Anna has a big family and wanted privacy in case she keeps the baby. I never met any of Melinda's friends at this stage. 1.2 years in, she told me all her friends only use her. That part was incredibly clear to me. They would only contact her if they needed their hair done or had boyfriend problems, including Anna. Alright, 1.3 months in, April, Melinda, and I got into an argument via text and our relationship ended. I went to her apartment that day to try and talk. Every time I tried breaking up with her, she would call my mom or drive down to my house, so this time I figured I'd do the same. Upon arrival, I was confronted by Anna's brother and her boyfriend. A physical altercation took place and the police were involved. At this stage, I knew if we were to patch things up, it would be rough. We didn't see each other for a few weeks. Later on in April, Melinda and I started texting each other again. We agreed to see each other and talk April 29th. Wait, is he saying what's following is April 29th? How much longer do we get? Okay, it's not that much. See each other and talk April 29th. She was originally supposed to drive down to my house but felt sick, so I told her I would come and she agreed. Melinda told me and Anna and her boyfriend were upset. Okay, a while later, Anna came back with another friend. She said police were involved, physical change. Okay, so this is all filler, so I'm going to get to the point. We both let everything out, and our relationship was back on track. Okay, so they apparently had some sort of argument and got back on track. As I'm getting ready to leave, she asked me if I had done anything with any other girls while we were on our break, or any time we were on break. That was any other girls while we were on break, or any time we were on break. That's repetitive. I told her we needed to be honest and said yes, and I told her about it. She started freaking out, wouldn't say a word, and just kept slapping me with tears in her eyes. Slaps turned into hits. I told her I was sorry, but she didn't stop. I told her I was sorry, but if she didn't stop, I'd do something back. She didn't stop. I then stupidly pushed her harder than I expected, and she fell against the sink. This was the first time I ever did something physically violent towards her. I told her I was sorry. She said, "Leave. Leave now." I began saying sorry even more and asked if I could get a hug. She was still crying. I go up to her to try to give her a hug. Almost out of nowhere, she grabs a knife by the sink. Initially, I thought she was just going to hold it and try to tell me to leave, but she doesn't. She comes at me full force, aiming towards my face. I tell her to stop, and she doesn't. I tried grabbing the knife, but ended up cutting my hands. After a few cuts, I lost it. I freaked out. I was scared and in a state of shock. Never in 100 years did I think that she would use a knife against me. Out of shock and fear, I grab one. I hit her with it, almost blindly. A few times, I didn't know what happened. I was confused, shocked, and scared. I had no intentions of that happening. When I left, I honestly thought she had passed out. Then I looked at the blood and started freaking out and just ran. I didn't for sure she had died until the next day. I honestly had no intentions of ever doing that to her. I was protecting myself. She was with me the most. We were each other's best friends, and she would tell me everything. Her deepest secrets that not even her friends or family knows. The amount of regret and sadness is beyond words. Everyone else is just reading or talking about it. I lived it. I was there. I did it. Every waking second I relived that moment. At this stage, life is really not worth it for me. Although it was out of shock and protection, I should have just accepted getting hit. Maybe I would have lived. Maybe not. Anything is better than living with this. I'm reading the news and they're saying it was targeted, or an act of terrorism. Why would I buy her roses that night if I was planning on killing her? I didn't even go home that night. I always have a passport in the car and decided to just get away for a few days before turning myself in or killing myself. If any of it was planned, I would have taken my stuff. I would have took cash. I'm in the United States with $200, no clean clothes, nothing. I didn't intend any of it. It was out of fear and protecting myself, alongside shock. I'm sorry to everyone, especially Melinda's family. I know that it will not be accepted, but know that I didn't mean anything bad that happened that night when I was there. Rest in peace, my beautiful. I hope you forgive me in the afterlife. Pictures of our last convo, and pictures of us as a couple. Okay, so he says he didn't mean to do it, but I mean, come on. Oh God, I mean, I shouldn't be laughing right now, but Jesus Christ, why would you post this and act like you have any sort of leeway on anything? Like, oh God. Okay, so pictures of our last convo. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we got text conversations. I just finished, got like a half-hour break before taking my dad. I feel so sick, it's crazy. Drink some water and get some rest. Don't drive here if you're feeling sick. I'll come to you. I don't even think I can make it to my dad. I feel that shitty. My whole body aches. I feel like I'm gonna faint. Okay, now I'm actually worried about you. I'll see if my sister can drive him instead, so I can go nap. Oh, God, how many messages are there? I'm not about to read all these. I'll leave all these linked. All the stories discussed today are going to be linked in the description of the archive. So if you guys want to go check it out on Nexpo 2, haha, shameless plug again, Nexpo 2, go do that and subscribe and check out the links in the description, because I'm not about to read all these text messages. They're not even fully part of the story. This is not it. What the? Anyway, there's a couple comments here, and they were saying something like, oh, screw it, I'm gonna stop being lazy. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, they were saying like, oh, this is evidence, this is gonna be evidence or something like that. Yeah, this guy. He goes, well, this is awkward. Did I just read something that's gonna be court evidence? I think so. So I think like at that moment they archived this, and that's why it seems, see, yeah, 3 minutes ago. Probably this guy. I guarantee you this guy archived this post. That's why it says 4 hours. Anyway, yeah, links on Nexpo 2. I do, in my notes here, have an update, quote, update link, just like the others. This one's actually a news article about the actual killing, the murder that took place. This was also on CBC's website. There's another Canadian deal. So that's the girl. Yeah, so this is pretty much a summary of the entire story of what happened. So that's the guy. You guys need a face. This is the couple. Yeah, I mean, I just read his account. Is there a Texas judge, said the man, Kitchener. Oh, was this in Texas? Holy shit, this wasn't. Why is this on CBC? Why do I have a CBC link if this is in Texas? Jeez. Oh well. But yeah, this is sad. The whole thing, start to finish, is sad. His post is, God, I just don't know what to say about it. You don't just kill somebody, you know? That doesn't happen. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get to some super chats now. So let me see. Yeah, there we go. Now we got the ninja. Okay. Mr. Tattoo ASMR, I love your channel. Thank you so much for the support. Kyramex, Spooky. I'm assuming you're saying Spooky. Thank you for the donation. Magic Unicorn of Doom, watching with the dog. We both enjoy it. Oh God, the best way to watch creepy things is with a doggo. So awesome job on that. I wish I had a doggo, but I currently do not. Have a catto though. I am dying inside said, Nexpo, your content is fun to watch. Always been a big fan of horror and love that you look into the niche ARG YouTubers. Keep it up. You're an amazing dude. Thank you so much. I am dying inside. I don't know if there's something else I can call you, but thank you. I really appreciate that. I have always tried to shed a light. I started this channel in hopes of shedding a light on these smaller niche YouTubers that don't get as much love as they should. So I'm glad you enjoy that. That's gonna stay the same for as long as I do this. So thank you for the support. Juice Magoose. Hey, I love your videos. Keep up the great content. Also keep up the streams. I love you, babe. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Gabriel Hoffman, where do you get your music? These tracks are actually from Coag. If you go on Coag Music, this guy, he has amazing tracks. Yeah, I highly recommend that you go sub or check out his songs because they're pretty much all really good. That's where I get my stuff. So yeah, you get to see all my subs. You get to see everything. Whoop. Okay. Anyway, guys. Okay, so now let's get to some comments. I'm going to drag this bad boy over here. Yeah, I see you. All right. So let's dive into some comments together. Let's see. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know where to start. Okay, for the next 8 minutes till 10:40, I'm going to dive into these comments here. Just respond to them. Let's see. I'm gonna start here. Infinite screens. Spoof Ed. Infinite screens. Yes, I tried to do that, and I kind of got scared of it freezing up the YouTube stream because, I don't know. Like, it looks really cool, though, when I put screens on screens. And you know what, actually, it reminds me of the movie, God damn it, what's the movie called where, like, the ghosts are in the TVs and, like, you do the infinite screens trick to get the ghosts? White Noise? I think it was called White Noise. Yeah, it always reminds me of that when I do that. Blank name. Hey, Nexpo. Hey, what's going on? The Arson. Dude, we have the same name, too. Hey, if your name is Ryan, then dope. Let's see. Spaghetti Hands, you reached 1K on Nexpo too. Hell yeah, guys. Thank you so much. I seriously appreciate that. I aim to please on that channel. I'm going to try to do experimental videos over there. So thank you for 1K on Nexpo too. It really means a lot. Let's see. Jesus the Dark Lord, you're welcome. Squeedles Infinity. Was I talking about something like that? Infinity? Meat Plays. Remember that every time you say you just spent 1,200 people's time on Okay, that was stupid. All right, Becky. So glad I got to catch your stream. Glad to have you here. Thank you for joining. Bianca, good night at me and the I3s. Me and the I3s. Is that a reference to something? Is that a JoJo joke? Okay. Or is that a Joe joke? God damn it. Clearly I don't watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That was made abundantly clear in the Justin Y video. Okay. Mom and Dad named me Nexpo 3. That's a damn good name, Spoofhead. That is a damn good name. Thank you so much for this stream. You're welcome, Anastasia. I am trying this new concept, so I'm glad you guys like it. Mamo Uwu. So basically, I'm Monkey. Yeah. Neko, Dawn, and ASMR video. Okay. Today I'm gonna be doing some ASMR. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. That was too much. Brandon W. Justin Y makes a cameo. Oh dear God! Don't tell me Justin Y is here. Don't tell me Justin Y is here. Gosh, I've been trying to one-up that guy. I've been commenting on like a bunch of like recommended videos, like saying in before Justin Y, just so I can say that I made it to streams or made it to videos before he did, because I'm gonna try to out Justin Y, the Justin Y. Let's see where we're at now. Hey, 1080, sweet. Thanks, guys. Let's see. HLO333. My doggo is sleeping on the bed. Aw. Give doggo a hug. Alright. Graham. Sup, dude? What's up, man? Shelly. Nexpo, I have a story to tell. Can I post it on Reddit that you could... yeah, if you have a story, you can post it on my subreddit. And I can check it out if it's something that's creepy and interesting that would make a stream or a fun stream. Dovish Shine. Who the fuck names their child Nexpo? Dude, yeah, I agree. Please don't. Brianna, my kidder fucking hates me. Oh God, same. Especially when I pick her up upside down. Okay. Pixarmoto, yay. Thomas, Kato's intelligence is greater than Doggo's. Ooh, yeah, Kato's are pretty smart. Lauren, your voice makes me nut. YWA, I never had a dog. Aw, I'm sorry. Get one. Trust me, you won't regret it. Hello, everyone. Hello, universe. Logan Wilson, GB. I don't know what GB means. Catto equals doggos. Okay, is this a cat dog argument? Let's see, where are we at? Say more swears. No, I refuse to listen. I refuse to listen to these demands, damn it. Okay, what up, Nexpo? What up, Mystic Myrtle? Just hanging around as my stream tanks into the ground while people leave because it's not scary anymore. Because I'm just hanging out with you guys. See, that's what I get when I hang out with you guys. People just are like, screw you, Nexpo. I'm leaving. Well, you know what? Fine. But I'm trying to engage with you guys. Alright, Squeedles said, how are you feeling today? Nexpo, you're on top chat. Rip, Nexpo. Yeah, God, dare I go on live chat. Oh, gosh. Okay. There, I'm on live chat now. It just helps me, like, when I'm reading top chat. Just keeps it, I guess, less crazy. Sup, Nexpo? What's up? Hope Nexpo has a nice day. You too. Hope you have a good day, too. I hope all of you have a great day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Justin V. Is this the evolution of Justin Y? Justin V? Huh? No? Are you related somehow? Alright. Co-Deshare. You are an amazing channel. I'm really glad I found you since I like spooky stories late at night. Thank you so much. People like you make people like me so happy to do this. Like, I seriously love the support you guys give. I try to do my best to creep you guys out, and trust me, that's not going away. All right, Mo Chana says, what exactly is Nexpo 2? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go over to the description here, and you can see exactly what Nexpo 2 is all about, folks. So, Nexpo 2 is a supplemental channel for Nexpo. Here you'll find archived live streams and other videos that wouldn't necessarily fit onto the main channel. There you go. Alright. Are you going to upload this later? Yes, I am. Love you too. Haha. Nexpo really needs to watch JoJo. Yes, I do. Hello. Hello, Katie. So when is the stream going to begin? Adi. I can only stream for so long every night, guys. I can't do this forever. Adi, seriously though, not joking, all joking aside, the stream just is actually ending. The archive of that stream will be up on this channel that I have pulled up, Nexpo 2, which has my stream archives. What else? Guys, it is 10:40, and I think it's time that I wrap this up. It's been going on for, I think, an hour and a half now-ish. Hour and a half? I have no idea how long it's been. Hour and 33 minutes. To wrap this up, thank you. Thank all of you for joining in this Dark Side of Reddit live stream. Hopefully I can do this format more in the future. I really want to keep this an ongoing thing. So if you have any creepy Reddit posts or AskReddit posts or anything that you think are notable to read that could fit in a series like this, like on stream, do send them to me. Once again, guys, thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you liked the video yesterday, and thanks for watching.